Give me 5 minutes and I'll create generational wealth for you in 2026. I'm Steven Nelson. I'm a partner at Mills Wealth Advisors. We help business owners and entrepreneurs build generational wealth for them and their families. These next 5 minutes are going to change your life, whether you make $250,000 a year or $5 million a year. And when it comes to talking about generational wealth, the first thing we have to understand is what is generational wealth? Because this gets thrown around way too often. People will get an inheritance from their grandma and call it generational wealth. I believe that generational wealth is something that's going to last 3 or 4 generations, because the average inheritance only lasts 1 to 2 generations, so we can't call that generational. If you want real generational wealth, it's got to go past the 3rd generation. And for most people, they're just thinking about money. But when we're talking about generational wealth, it's not just the money. It's also the attitude towards money and the philosophy on money. The prime example of this is the Rockefeller family, who to this day still has millions of dollars. Because at the very beginning, John D. Rockefeller taught his kids, his grandkids, how to treat money and how they should act with money. And that money has continued for generation, creating real generational wealth. Now, at the same time, there were the Vanderbilts. And the Vanderbilts, they had more money than the Rockefellers, but because they did not take the time to teach the family about how to handle the money, that money went away a lot faster than it has with the Rockefellers. Which brings me to number 2. Who is in position to create generational wealth? Now, most people think to create generational wealth, they have to have hundreds of millions of dollars. But if you think about it in the lens that we think about it, thinking about teaching the next generation how to do it, you could be the spark that creates the next generation that will then take the baton and move it forward. Most people think you got to climb up the hill and then you're just going to kind of be at that level like it's a plateau. But in reality, if you're thinking about generational wealth, it's going to happen potentially over generations that it's built. So even if you don't have $100 million today, you can begin to build generational wealth by showing your kids, your grandkids, what hard work looks like and how they should treat money, and give them the opportunities to grow it. Now, you might be in the camp of someone who actually does have 10, 20, $30 million. So in this position of creating generational wealth, there's kind of 2 camps. There's those who don't have money, but have the philosophy, the hard work that you can pass to the next generation. And then there's those who you may have 10, 20, 30, $40 million. And you can do the same thing as those who don't have money and help the next generation with the philosophy, with the attitude towards money. Now, regardless on which camp you're in, those who have millions or those who are trying to build millions, the first step that you need to take in the right direction is actually my 3rd point, which is understanding GPP, which is grow, protect, preserve. Understanding these 3 letters or these 3 principles is going to allow you to better understand what you should be doing currently with your money. Because if you're in the growth phase, or you're in the protect phase, or you're in the preserve phase, so you need to understand each of them to be able to create generational wealth. And luckily, I've already created a video on all 3 of these, which is basically a masterclass on creating generational wealth. And if you want to watch that video, click the card right here. If you've watched this far and you want to take the shortcut, I told you before, I'm a partner at a wealth firm and we offer consultations. So if you would like to talk with me and have me tell you face to face what GPP means, go ahead and click the link in the description and schedule a consultation where we can talk face to face about your goals, your dreams, and help you create generational wealth in 2026.